Should I read this? No. Hey everyone, I'll be right back. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Yoon. Today's video is actually going to be, or this week's video, I guess, is going to be a reading vlog with the first full week of October. We'll see how well it goes. Everything's really been not super well. But yeah, so my TBR video should be up by now. I do have a recommendation video coming, so this video might actually come out after the recommendations, or maybe I'll release 2 videos this week and then kind of keep it on track. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Anyways, so today is the first reading vlog for spooky season, and yeah, let's look at my TBR and see which book to read. Okay, so I just watched my own TBR video, but I already don't remember what I had. Whoops. I think this is the majority of my TBR for spooky season. What were the other ones that I had? Was it really just these 4 plus Babel? That doesn't seem right. One of them is a book. It's still on hold though, so I probably won't be able to read that just yet. Dear me. Either way, I guess we'll pick between one of these 4 for now. Oh, I feel like I picked some pretty heavy ones. I think I will want to start with this one. Let's go straight into horror. So let's start with Hell Followed With Us. And then I got some more books recently. Let's see which one's thick enough to put. Let's put my Janet McCurdy one in here. Just to keep my books a little bit staying firm. It looks very different from the vibe that everything else is having. And yeah, let's get to it. So first off, we'll start with Hell Followed With Us. Oh, should I read this? No, stop pushing it back. But yeah. And this one I think is actually one of the longer ones. Yeah, this one's close to, if not 400 pages. Everything else I believe is lower than that. So let's get to it. Actually, I'm gonna finish my homework and then editing the video and uploading it and everything, and then probably tonight I will start reading the book. What else did I have on my TV? No. But yeah, check in with y'all later. Hey everyone, welcome back to the vlog. Something is wrong with my voice. It doesn't sound very nice right now, so sorry about that. It's like super strange for some reason, but so I read like the first page of the book last night. The paper took me, I still haven't finished it because no, did I? Okay. Oh, so I don't have to do homework. Why did I feel like I set aside time to do more? I'm gonna double check, but I either finished my homework yesterday, which is why I wasn't able to read, or even though I didn't read and tried to finish my homework, I still wasn't, so I need to finish it now. It's 9:48 a.m. Monday, October 3rd. And yeah, depending on how things go, I'll either finish my homework and then read, or just straight go into reading. And yeah, so the first page, pretty strong start. This book made me realize that even though it's YA, I feel like I need to implement in like an additional tabbing system. So obviously I still I don't think you guys know, but I do annotate differently depending on like if it's classics or literary, and then just like fiction, I guess. So fantasy, romance, etc. Very different tapping systems. This one I might have to add, like keep it the same but insert extra, because I do feel like as of now there's at least the themes of religious trauma and abuse. And you know, other like transphobia and all that. And I do think it would be important for me to kind of keep track in order to be made aware of how it can look like. Obviously not in real life, it's a fiction dystopian like apocalyptic book, but you know, I feel like it'd be a good thing to tab. But the only tabs that I can spare for this endeavor are unfortunately these pastels that were last used for winter and Seocho, and I don't know, it feels wrong using pastel for such like heavy themes as what this book explores. It just, I don't know, something just doesn't feel right to me. And do you guys get like this too? Like, I'm gonna use pastel green for religious trauma, you know, like that just doesn't seem, it just doesn't click. But I might do orange or something, I don't know. Either way, it will be pastel colored. And yeah, I feel like I had something else to say, but I don't remember what it was. So yeah, so I'm gonna go check on my homework, see if it's completed or not, and then if it is completed, I'll probably read over it once. Yeah, so classes at 2. Lunch will probably be around 12 to 1 maybe, so quickly, hopefully I can go quickly with the homework, and then read this until the class. I'm also excited because I have plans to watch Ghost Files with some friends tonight. Yeah. You know, I don't know how people get this angle. Like, I also wanted to say I remembered what I wanted to talk about. It is raining right now, but it's not really good rain. Last night and this morning we've been having some pretty heavy rain, and so it would seem like it'd be good to read because, you know, reading. However, the air has been kind of bad, so I think the misemonji, or I think it's called microdust in English, has been a little bit worse lately. Like, it's not bad, but not the best. Like, I went out on Friday, so like around since Friday I could see kind of, it was very foggy, which normally is an indication of the microdust. And yes, it's been visibly a little foggy recently, and the way the air just feels kind of gross. It feels kind of humid, but just feels very stuffy. So unfortunately it's raining, but it's not good for reading outside or like atmospheric. Yeah, speaking of, I should probably close my window, huh? Was it that bad? I don't know. I had my classes and update. I only got to chapter 2. I just read chapter 1. Okay, I didn't just read it in terms of kind of time, but I just read chapter 1 in terms of length. And let me explain. I don't have an explanation, but here I'll just tell you my thoughts for now. You know, we'll just set that aside. First of all, it's a good chapter. It's off to a strong start. It's already pretty sad. I also think I've decided not to tab religious trauma / abuse or like elements in the story. Maybe I'll try to be a bit more particular if it is trauma or abuse instead of just religious elements, because so far it's very chock full of religious aspects, and there's like really no way to not see it as, to not see like the religious references or anything like that. So I think I'm gonna try to be a bit more picky in terms of like, is this trauma or is it just like a reference or concept that I feel like I need to tab or something? I don't know. We'll figure that out. And yeah, it's pretty gory. It's pretty graphic, but for me it doesn't bother me because the way it's being written isn't very easy for me to imagine personally. So I can tell it's graphic, but because I can't, it's the way the wording is given to me doesn't click with just the way I imagine things. It doesn't bother me as much. So for anybody who might be interested, I would give the first chapter a try because like there are already very graphic descriptions of corpses, of monsters, and just, you know, everything. So give the first chapter a try, see how well the writing, if it like aches you too much or not. For me it doesn't matter because I've read other stories in which the monster or just the creepy scene has been delivered better in a way that matches how it would make my imagination react. This one has not yet in the first chapter, so I'm not bothered just yet. But yeah, so that is how the story is going, and I will get back to it. Since I talk a lot about updates, I think I might try to read a decent chunk before updating you guys again. And yeah, I'm going to read for like an hour because I have plans to watch Ghost Files with my friends. So I'm just gonna read until then. Okay, so I know I said I was going to update after reading a good chunk, but I feel like I just have to comment because the book is kind of gory. Like, it reached the gory part. Trigger warning, I'm going to describe it in case, just to let you guys have an idea how the gory is. This one did hit me more effectively than the graphic descriptions, but so his dad got shot, and like the main character was, I'm assuming, behind his dad, because he's covered in his dad's blood. And then the guy who killed him catches him, and he sees a piece of pink, like, piece of meat, and then he realizes that's a piece of his dad. Nasty, but that's kind of how gory it is. I also wanted to comment that it's really freaky and unsettling reading this, not because, like, not in a negative way, like, oh, I can't stand the fact that, I don't know if it's Catholicism or Christianity, but you know, it has to do with God. So I don't know if, like, it's definitely not from like, I'm a Christian so I don't tolerate what's being written, but it's just, it's so freaky because this is not to indirectly insult them, I guess, but it's the fact that this is how it feels to people who have struggled, who have been abused by religion and have trauma from it. Like, and this is how cults can be, like, this, like, brainwashed, overtly religious like it's just that unnerving, overly religious that you get from cults. And it's just, this person, the author, has been managing to write it to like deliver that unnerving and freaked out feeling really well. So it's a little unnerving reading about it, just because of just how, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just that, it's like that laser brainwashed focus that you see in cults in movies. It's just, it's real freaky. But I'm gonna get back to reading. So I have not read 100 pages, but that's because 100 pages would be in the middle of a chapter, and I don't really like stopping in the middle of a chapter. But so I'm on chapter 9, page 97 of Hell Followed With Us, and it's going well. There's a lot of intense, graphic, gory scenes. What else? A lot of, you can really feel the conflicting feelings of Benji, as he's kind of, it's very, very complicated, I feel like, to explain, but you can really feel just the conflicting feelings in him as he's kind of, I think, being religious, yet having to deal with the religious abuse he's gone through. It's just very, very complicated. I think if you read it, you would see what I meant. At the point we are now, I'm not too sure how the plot is gonna progress. Like, it's a little boring in a sense that it doesn't feel like there's a progression going on. I can't seem to tell how the story is gonna progress, and it just seems kind of boring. And like I said, it's still not hitting, it's not, the writing, the description still isn't clicking with me in order to make me feel freaked out or grossed out by the descriptions of the graces. Or some of the graphic slash gory moments still has yet to really click with the way I think and imagine in order to make me feel horrified. I really, really don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish this book by the end of this week, but I will do my best, so we will see. So, I look so round, but hey everybody, welcome back to the vlog. So, I think I talked about the almost 100 pages last night, but I came to update because maybe I should have done this when I get my book mail that's coming today, but whatever. So first, I finished reading the Hunjin Murder by, who is it by? So while I look that up, let me tell you what I'm planning to do for the rest of today. So first, I'm waiting excitedly for my book mail. And I'm going to do homework reading for tomorrow, which includes stuff by Milton plus Paradise Lost. Oh yeah, so the Hunjin Murder by Seishi Yokomizo, and I liked it. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 because it was a very fun detective murder mystery. I feel like this one would definitely be really fun to try out and solve yourself as you read the story. But yeah, so I'm going to get started on homework, wait for the book mail, and then film the book mail, and then update you on the next 200 pages, on the next 100 pages of Hell Followed With Us, which hopefully I can probably get to today. And yeah, I got my book mail, and I also wanted to show another book that I got a while ago, and it is I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. This one, I'm actually surprised I got it because, okay, first of all, I was surprised it was in stock in Korea, not offline, but I don't really know how that works, but I'm assuming they have warehouses that have the books. and they had this in stock in Korea. So obviously I bought it, mainly because I've heard it's been sold out for like a while. It still might be in some places actually. So even though it was expensive, I was like, support Jeanette McCurdy and just get the book. So I got it. I'm actually glad I got it at the time I did, because I checked the price again today and it went up by 2001. I don't know how much that is in dollars, but like around a little over 2001. So yeah, so I got this at like 39,000 something. It is now 41,000 something. So yeah, I also got some other books, but I'm saving those reveals for a later video that I'm actually quite excited to film. And here is the book mail I've been waiting for. First, it's a little annoying because I did just clean my room a while ago, and I like cleaned out the boxes and all the like mail receipts that I had, and I am getting more. So okay, that is very, very unexpected. Okay, that is actually very, very fun and exciting. I'll show you why in a minute. Okay, let me show you why I am pleasantly surprised. So, this is the book that I got. First of all, look how pretty it is. It is 잠 못 드는 밤의 궁궐 기담. And look how pretty this is. Oh my gosh. And this band is like holographic in a way. I don't know if you can tell, but let's see how it looks without it. So pretty. Oh my goodness. It's like a full thing. But the reason why I'm pleasantly surprised is because it is a hardcover. Wow. Korean books are reasonable, like making sense, much cheaper than English books. This was 14,400, which is, I want to say maybe now $12-ish for a hardcover too. It's so pretty. Like, I love the flower drawings. Look at that. Like, look at it. And yeah. Oh wow, it's so pretty. Oh my goodness, look at that. Wow. Oh, there's something in here too. Oh, what is this? So fun. Okay, so yeah, I'm not super sure if it's like a mystery book or if it's a horror story, because I'm like really in the mood for horror genre, and I really like, as scared as I am, I really like horror, like ghost stories and legends. So I was looking up books in Korean to, like, you know, if I'm this excited, especially for Korean ghost stories, I might as well look it up for Korean, maybe help my Korean. And I found this one that I got because it looks really pretty. And it sounded really interesting because from the summary that I translated, obviously, it says that it didn't translate it to the best, so I might be a little off, but kind of on nights where the palace, like the palace maids and just the women who work there, they can't sleep because either they're so busy or something's going on that they just get together and like, I'm pretty sure one, like the maid in charge or something, is the one that tells the story and everybody else just listens. But something about the stories kind of start to happen or something like that in the palace, or it like kind of reflects what's going on in the palace. So these are like mini stories that eventually connect into the, I'm assuming, the finale of the book. So yeah, and I am, wow, there's this fancy like old Korean style text here. Obviously I have no idea what it's gonna say. Yeah, I obviously won't be able to fully appreciate the beauty of this story. I've seen it get a lot of good reviews. I obviously won't be able to see it, like, appreciate it to the best. I kind of don't want to annotate this anymore. I got it because I was like, you know, I'll annotate it while I read it. But now I'm like, I don't want to. It's so pretty. Like, oh my gosh. Dang, girl. This book is so pretty. Oh, it has a ribbon bookmark. Oh, Korean books are really so good. Oh my gosh. I don't know what these are, but this is fun. But yeah, so I'm definitely gonna give it a try, you know, relying a lot on translator and stuff like that. But I hope I have fun. The construction of the book alone is making me have fun already. So yeah, but here's my book for today. I don't know why I'm incapable of keeping things under 10, like under 5 minutes for things. Like, I really don't know what it is. But yeah, I'm excited, and I will get back to homework, and then next time will hopefully be an update on how followed with us, if at all. Sorry I haven't been vlogging, but I'm gonna try to read a physical book in the subway today. I've got my book pouch with books in them, and then let's see how it goes. Hey, so welcome back to the vlog. I did not yet reach the 200 page mark for How Followed With Us. Instead, I am page 150, but that is not what I have, you know, clicked for thingy. In fact, I have 2 book mails that has arrived. I will only be unboxing one of them in this video, in this vlog, because the other one is saved for a separate video, which is my Bookish box subscription unboxings. Eita. I think this is accidentally upside down, but cha-chan. So this one is actually pretty exciting. I looked it up online before I decided to show you guys. Oh wow, my face looks really pink. That does not look, I don't look flattering at all. Should I turn this off? Okay, we'll keep it there. But so this one is actually Wicked Fox, which surprisingly I did not have before, but I bought a second-hand, yeah, edition, and here we go. Wicked Fox, and oof, I'm sneezing. Doesn't smell bad, and it is apparently an arc of Wicked Fox, which is actually pretty exciting. It's pretty good condition. It's a little rough around the edges. The top part looks a little bit yellowed out and stained. But other than that, pretty good condition. This was $6,000, which is like what, $4 to $5 maybe. And yeah, I am excited to read it. I do feel like since it's apparently an arc, it'll be a little bit different than the like published story. I have no space in my bookshelf, but so that's what's been going on. And yeah, now I'm going to film the Illumicrate Crate one. So I'm going to go to sleep now, even though I just got a shot of adrenaline from just what happened in the story. But I reached 200 pages. I think it's safe to say this is where the story is finally starting to pick up. I feel like it's plotted really well, but at the same time, the pacing is just somehow so slow. It's plotted well in that the slow pacing makes sense, but it just feels like nothing's happening. So I think it's a much more character-driven story, but something just happened. I think if it's what I think it is, it's happening a lot faster than I thought. Like, I thought that would be the big climax near the end of the story, but maybe it'll be the conflict that'll create the climax. I don't know, but I'm liking where it is. I'm very confused about the virus because, so to give you some background information, the cult, they created a virus called the Flood that does something to people. It either kills them or it turns them into something that the cult calls graces. And it's a very gross sounding monster. However, Benji is turning into a seraph. And the thing that confuses me is, looking at the cover, we're assuming that this is what Benji's gonna turn into, but throughout like the first half of the book so far, he keeps talking about how he's gonna end up looking like a grace. However, they're very clear in making sure that Benji's gonna turn into a seraph. So my question is, what kind of virus is it? Like, is the virus that they gave Benji a different strain, a stronger virus? Like how are they differentiating the flood that turns people into graces, and then the virus that's turning Benji into a seraph? Especially since they're calling him seraph, it can control the graces, but he's gonna look like one. But then like something has happened, and then all of a sudden Benji is like so easily saying the seraph looks like something else. So I'm very confused on that. But yeah, I'm actually gonna look forward to reading this on the commute. I did not manage to read this very much on the commute because it's very hard to balance myself, because I couldn't get a seat the entire time. It's very hard to find balance, and it gets very packed. So yeah. Finished. I finished. Okay, so initial thoughts probably won't change, but some thoughts might change tomorrow. So depending on how things go, I'll like I'll film another clip telling you what I changed. But for now, I finished How Followed With Us by Andrew Joseph White, and in time for the week, because it is Tuesday, 10:09 p.m. It's not Tuesday, it's Friday, October 7th, 10 p.m. But yeah, so I actually finished 2 books this week. But yeah. As you can tell, I'm very happy I was able to push through and read it. The thing I noticed that I can read more books. I just really need to get better at time management and just taking the opportunities that are given to me to read. But yeah, so this one I'm gonna rate it a 4 out of 5. We see Benji's very complicated journey with his faith and whether he even believes in God, but he's forced to, you know, he's trying so hard to convince himself that he does. He's constantly referencing the Bible, he's constantly saying Bible verses. He's, you know, he's been infected with the virus for the sake of the cult and their religion. It's a very complex and conflicting journey of, it's just, you know, we'll just leave it at that. It's very complex and conflicting. Oh, right. This one, if you are weak-hearted, don't read it. Like I said in the beginning, the way the things are described, like the way the writing describes the graphic scenes, just don't click with the way my brain takes it and imagines it. So I didn't feel very queasy or disgusted. Like occasionally I did, but not like barely throughout the book I felt it. Okay, so I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, so you know, it might have not affected me that much, but it could affect you. So I highly recommend reading like the first chapter, because it does start off pretty graphic from the start, and then seeing if you think you can stomach it. What else? For me personally, the plotting, the pacing, was slow, and that it felt like so much of nothing was going on, or so much of nothing super important was going on. Like, it showed a lot of scenes of them obviously surviving the apocalypse and what they do, but it just felt very slow, and I did feel impatient at times. Again, like most of the romance books I've been reading, I don't understand how Nick and Benji's relationship became romantic. I get the foundation of how it was building up to it, but I didn't understand why it turned romantic. You know what I mean? I would recommend this book. Lots of trigger warnings, very graphic descriptions of violence. Oh, also another thing is that this is technically a virus, so the characters do wear masks, and several times throughout the story I'm like, wow, I can't believe they're also wearing masks like how we have to for COVID. So if that triggers you in any way, also I would proceed with caution. That's it for this bit. That's it for this book, and that's it for this vlog. I'm gonna try to do weekly vlogs for this month because, like I said, I have spooky TBR, and yeah, I will finish this vlog, and I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know how the vlog's gonna look, probably not really good, but yeah. And thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you're interested in reading this book, or if you're not. And yeah, I will see you all next week. Bye.